with you.
When the agrum crunkles over the mountain, and the air is blore and farture, and the thibble flies gardy-looly, truly a dark full sight misglozed wayberry. When the rays fleek the hadavist, and the scroll begins misglows posh, the hullabub begin their murfling, and the taste of fizzgig is scribbeted. When the nickpot flows about fardrily, and the yarkin flowers thring, God's swarf penny misglows of beauty, you can blashy the mutter can cheer. When the funkify is so sparkle and blue, and the glare licks bigots your keek, you jubiment that in God's errand drape, his tarantula flatchet is never a blow. When fellies come snotter cloud, and the Adash God for what Molly pingles, this is when Voil Heenling Wittershins misglows replace pork nowlness with fizzgig. Those of us who tipsy cake this earth, Voil have poopnati. Misglows fizzgig and live and brixel, with borborigmus below our butter teeth. So course Ned us as Voil Vasquin with God, misglows bring us mentine mutation together. And Gundy got the wisdom of him Voil Fizzgig, and Heenling misglow makes Upsy better. This piece, I fell in love with the art on this side, and this is what got me on this one. It's called Lilies on the Hat. Lilies on the Hat, imagine that. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay. The flowering chapeau, it has no bow. Yeah, that's just stupid. The lilies form a tiara to wear to the opera. Right, say that without a smirk. It's a lovely veil of lilies to wear with your wedding frillies. Oh, now you're Cupid? Okay. The cap of flowers, they give me special powers. Now you sound like a jerk. The bonnet of fabric, so meant to stop traffic. Now you're really looped. Lilies on the cloche, definitely aren't grosh. Shoot, now I'm just irked. The snood of fleur-de-lis is really some finery. Well, that was cuted. Can I say anything more about that good-looking non-fedora? Probably not. I'm just going to go back to over there and lurk. Excuse me. Imodium is my best friend, and why I'll tell you true. It helps keep me from running when I have to poo. Another spot within my life Imodium plays a part is when my gut gets gassy and I have to fart. Imodium the precious, those little greenish pills, it stops the runs and farts and cuts the stench that kills. I'll take the little pills for those sticky times I pass. It's a better solution than sticking a cork up my ass. I have just a couple more. This one's not funny, though. When my father died, I thought my life ended. The one who kept me going, had left me. I thought my world ended when my best friend died in my arms and left me. Little did I know. Joni died in my arms and I died with her. I did not know I wasn't allowed to follow. I died inch by inch with her. Every time my mind wasn't numb. Because I wasn't allowed to follow, I was forced to stay sane. When my mind wasn't numb, I knew I was a jinx. I had to force myself to stay sane. What little good it did me. I knew I was a jinx when I needed angioplasty. For what little good it did me, I didn't care if I lived or died. When I had angioplasty done, I was passively aggressive. Living was very hard. I would rather have died. I was reluctant to live anymore. What in life did I want to see? I just wanted to die, which is why I wasn't in charge. What was so fascinating about life? My life ended with Dad's and Jones, but that's why I'm not in charge. I needed those lessons in life for my next lesson in death. My ties to Flint are great. My parents, my mother was born and raised here. I was born here. I've always come to Flint to go shopping. So, and if you're anything over 40, you'll understand some of those things I'm going to say here. What I remember about Flint. Christmas shopping in the downtown stores, being awed by the displays and the lights. Getting Buster Brown shoes at a shoe store on Dort Highway, insisting that a certain kind of tennis shoe would make me run faster and jump higher. Watching my mother roll her eyes at my logic. Life before the malls and going clothes shopping in Fenton. Life after the malls. Remember that too? I remember visiting various aunts and uncles in Flint and wondering why these kids, who they were and were they really my relatives. Most of Flint's downtown streets when they went two-way. I remember discovering when most of the streets in the downtown started going one-way. And listening to my mom when we learned about the new one-way streets and learning a lot more swear words. I remember riding to St. Joe's to get an x-ray after I swallowed a safety pin. And wondering what was the big deal about the safety pin and wanting to see the night lights of Flint. They were fascinating. Seeing the x-ray of the closed safety pin and getting a lecture from the doctor, knowing that he was an idiot because he wasn't my mother or father. I remember shopping at Lane Bryant with my mother before I could drive. I remember never shopping with my mother at Lane Bryant after I could drive. I remember going to the Shrine Circus at the IMA. Yeah. Shopping at Monkey Ward's. Didn't you call it Monkey? Parking in the great big parking structure, and why didn't it fall down with all those cars in it? And then using the covered walkway from the parking structure to the store, wondering what hole in the walkway was going to open up this time and would I fall through and onto the street below and causing some sort of accident and getting in trouble with my mom. This is all according to my brother too. Delivering my part of my brother's Flint Journal paper route. Earning another $1.50 a week because he was too lazy to do two houses that were they were just out of his way. Hey, I like the money though. Going to Grandma's house on Ryan Street off Corona and seeing the empty field behind her house to play in. And then the apartments that were built in the field where I used to play. Going to the Sweden house and wishing I could eat everything they had to offer. Going to Farrell's and getting sick from all the ice cream. Going to Dr. Eastman for my braces, which I hated, and him too. How much my teeth hurt the day my braces came off. Getting a steak dinner my mom promised me when those braces came off. Going to Flint all by myself for the first time and not getting lost. Learning how to drive defensively through all those damn stoplights and going through on the yellow. Delivering and picking up printing from the graphic press. My father was a printer. I remember living alone in Flint and gaining 75 pounds. And then finding out where Weight Watchers was and lost 80. Going to Mott to be a nurse. And then going to Baker to become a medical assistant. And then getting a job as a medical transcriptionist at Family Orthopedic Associates. And now going to my favorite college, University of Michigan, Flint, to become a teacher. I remember attending Riverdale Baptist Church and hearing Pastor Stewart. Maturing in the college and career youth group and realizing I did not want to be a nurse. They worked too hard. feeling happy that I was finally a part of a group. I remember working at Family Orthopedics as the transcriptionist and maturing enough to know that I didn't want to be a transcriptionist all my life. I remember being hired by an old teacher who knew me when I was a student on the Flint campus. At Baker on the Flint campus. And I remember my first day in college. Although it wasn't in Port Huron, it was still Baker. What I remember most about Flint is discovering more about myself than I thought I would ever know.